So let's begin our practice today by sitting nice and tall, feeling our sitting bones connecting to the point of comfort, point of support, whether it's the earth or the mat. Letting the spine be nice and tall, lifting the shoulders up, roll the shoulders back and release them down. And then invite the eyelids to close and just take a nice long, easy breath and exhale. Letting go. And just feeling this stable and comfortable posture. And if it's not stable and comfortable, then make some micro movements so that you are stable and comfortable. And sensing what is supporting you right now. Might be you're in a chair or your mat, but ultimately it's the earth supporting you. And then acknowledging the yoga sangha, those in class live today, but also those yogis around the world who are similarly practicing. And then noticing the vibration in the room you're in. Noticing the temperature of the air. Noticing any sounds, any distant sounds. And then noticing the sensation of breath entering the nostrils. And as you inhale, feel the chest expand, feel the belly expand. And then noticing what your internal experience is today. Noticing any maybe nervousness or tension, physically, mentally, emotionally, just being present to that. Yoga is about showing up however you are. There's nothing to fix, nothing to change, but just acknowledging what is. And as you note your state of being, noting what it is you'd like to receive from your yoga practice and how it is you'd like to show up for your yoga practice. And then with awareness on that intention, just taking the sound of the bell, following it to the end. Good, and then inhaling, lengthen up through the spine, lift up through the crown of the head. And then exhaling, tilt the chin to the chest. Draw the shoulders down, relax through the back of the neck. Feel the muscles on either side of the neck. And then slowly roll the head to the right, just so the right ear is over the right shoulder. And then reach the right arm out and reach the hand over to your left ear. And then draw a little circle on the wall with the right elbow. Good, and then release, draw the head back up, hand back down, and then switch sides. Tilt the left ear to the left shoulder, reach that left arm out, reach the hand over to the right ear, and then draw a little circle with the left elbow. Good, let that circling come to stillness. And then release the hand, lifting the head back up. And then roll the shoulders forward and up. And as you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Good. Inhale, forward and up, and exhale, back and down, just moving with the breath. And then reverse direction. Inhale, the shoulders back and up, and exhale, forward and down. Good, and let that motion come to stillness. And now reach the arms out to the sides and bring the hands together overhead at the top of the in-breath. And then exhale, extend the arms out to the sides, bottom of the out-breath, the fingertips touch the earth. So keeping the spine nice and long as you do this, a little sun breath here. Inhale, arms up, fingertips touch at the top of the in-breath. Exhale, arms down, fingertips touch at the bottom of the out-breath. Good, so moving with the breath. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and now bring the palms behind you and lean back into the support of the arms, and then just shift the torso side to side, feeling the muscles on either side of the spine, getting a good stretch. Scoot back here. Good, and now come back onto the right elbow. Reach the left arm up, look up, arch back, and nice big breath into the left lung. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, soften. Good, and then release the hand down and switch sides. Come on to the left elbow, right arm up. Inhale, reach, look up. Nice big breath. Good, and then release, lifting the torso back up. And now reach the left hand to your right knee. Bring the right hand behind the spine. Inhale, lengthen through the torso, and exhale, twist to the right. Good, and then return back to center and switch sides. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Good, and then rotate back to starting position. So place the hands on the knees, and then draw a big circle with the torso. And then reverse direction. And then let that motion come to stillness. And now slide the feet out in front of you. And then point and flex, point and flex. Toes, heels, toes, heels. Good, and then circle the feet around the ankles. Good, and then bounce the legs up and down. Good, and then let's slide the feet towards you, bending the knees, and then place the hands underneath the thighs, and just lift the torso up, lift the toes up, and then press your chest against the thighs. And now keeping the chest against the thighs, slowly slide the heels away from you. So we're coming into a forward bend, and you find your edge here. There'll come a point where stretching the back of the leg is just a little bit, it's intense but not painful. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being pain, it's about an 8 or a 9. So find that point of sensation and notice where there's tension. And as you exhale, just let that tension soften. And as we soften around the point of tension, maybe we can go a little bit farther because we've let go of some tension. It's all about letting go of the tension. Good, and then slide the heels back towards you and spread the knees wide and take hold of the feet. And just gently rock side to side. Good, and then let that rocking come to stillness. And now thread the hands underneath your calves from the inside out. And then rock back onto the sitting bone. Lift the feet up and then wiggle the fingers and toes into lotus blossom. Good, and then release the feet back to the earth. Take the arms out, and then let's keeping the knees bent. Let's rock back onto the sitting bones or tailbone here, and then lift the feet off of the mat. If you can lift up through the lower back, keeping the back straight, and then maybe lift the feet a little higher. And then release the arms out to the sides. And notice what happens to your breath. And if you stop breathing, then resume breathing. And then rock forward and swing around into a table position. So coming onto the hands and knees. Bringing the wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And then start here by drawing a little circle with the hips. And then reverse direction. Good, and then return back to starting position. Draw in a breath and then exhale. Arch the back, chin to chest, tailbone tucked under. And then inhale, belly down, tailbone lifted. Lift up through the crown of the head. Good, again, exhale, arch the back, chin to chest, tailbone tucked under. And inhale up. Yes, moving with the breath. Good, and then return to neutral position with the back flat, head down. And then taking a breath and exhale, right ear to right hip. Inhale to center, exhale, left ear to left hip. Inhale to center, and just move side to side. Exhale to the side, inhale to center, exhale other side. Good, and then return back to starting position. Step the knees together. And then inhale, right knee to nose, and exhale, stretch the leg back. Inhale, knee to nose, exhale, back. Just moving with the breath, knee to nose, exhale, back. Good, and then extend the leg back and hold. And now reach the left arm out in front of you, turning the thumb up. And release, back to table pose. And then same thing other side. Inhale, left knee to nose. Exhale, extend back. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend back. So moving with the breath. And then extend that leg back and hold. And then reach the right arm out in front of you, thumb up. And then return back to starting position, back to table. And now let's slide the knees wide apart. Bring the big toes together, and then shift the hips back towards the heels as you reach your forehead towards the earth, coming into extended child pose. So lift those armpits up. Walk the fingertips away from you. Take a nice deep breath down the length of the spine. And then lift the hips back to neutral or back to table pose. And then let's come into upward facing dog pose by lowering the hips down, balancing on the palms. Lower the hips down, arch the back, chin parallel to the mat. Upward facing dog. And then tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the mat just a few inches, and then press your chest between the arms or towards the torso, and then extend the heels down towards the earth. And then raise and lower the heels, feeling a deep stretch in the back of the legs. Good, and then back to table pose. Let's step the knees together. And then slide the right knee forward. Right between the hands, slide the left leg back, and then reach the elbows to the earth. And gently rock the hips side to side. Good, and we'll go a little deeper into this by extending the arms out away from you and reaching the forehead to the earth. So if that's too much on your hip, you can raise the hip a little bit so we're not bending the knee quite as deeply, or you can place a block underneath your hip, either side. But find your comfortable and stable posture in pigeon pose. If your head doesn't reach the mat, you can stack your fists underneath your forehead. And then release the hands either side of that front knee. Slide that right knee back. We're doing a little cat yoga today. So before we do the other side, just draw a little circle with the hips and notice the difference between the right and left hips. Noticing the opening you've created on the right side. And same thing the other side. So step the knees together and then slide your left knee in between the hands. Reach that right leg back and then release the elbows to the earth. Just gently rock side to side. Good, and then stretch the arms away from you as you reach the forehead down. Again, take awareness and breath right to the point of maximum stretch, and as you exhale, let it soften. Good, and then release, walk the hands back, and come on back to table pose. And then from table pose, just tent your fingertips. So just touch the mat with the fingertips. And then on the next in breath, so bend the elbows and lift the arms up, arch back into laughing cow. Exhale, back to table. So inhale, lift up, arch back, exhale down. Just moving with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Good, and then the last one, and release. Good. Let's find our way up to a standing position. So however your body wants to carry you through space, come on up. And then step the feet right underneath the hips, so the outer feet are underneath the inner hips. And then place the hands on the hips, and then do a little hula hooping. Circle the hips around. And then reverse direction. And then come back to stillness. And then release the arms. And then let's build a mountain from the ground up here. Actually, from beneath the ground. We'll start with rooting into the earth. So lift the toes up and then spread the toes wide from the outer to the inner. Get a nice firm connection between the feet and the earth. Shift the weight so we're balanced just in front of the heels. And then draw energy up from the feet through the calves, through the thighs. Lift up evenly through the ribs, drawing the shoulders up, back, and down. Chin slightly back. And then let's activate the arms. Slowly draw the arms out to the sides. And then turn the palms up and continue drawing the arms over the shoulders with palms, shoulders width apart, coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. So noticing your internal experience, noticing where you're efforting or you're struggling, and see if you can soften into that, soften around that. Remember, the posture is stable and comfortable. Maybe lengthen and lift up a little taller, but just finding your mountain, just rooted into the earth, standing nice and tall, strong and stable. And then slowly release the arms, feeling each sensation as you move through space. Good. Turn the palms down and then slowly release the arms down by the sides. And then shake the arms, shake the legs. Good. So let's step to the back of the mat. Again, feet are hips width apart. Place the hands on the hips, torso nice and tall, and then taking a breath, and on the exhale, take a nice stride forward with the right foot. Now, if you don't have your balance here, you can bring your back foot flush to the mat. But if you do that, you maybe want to widen the distance between your 2 feet widthwise. But whichever foot position works better for you, I prefer to have it lifted so that the hips can be equidistant to the front of the mat, or the short edge of the mat. And then we want to have the shoulders over the hips so we're not bending forward or twisting. And then let's bring the arms up either to goal pose position or reach the arms up overhead, coming into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. And now lower the arms down, pivot the back foot so that it's flush to the mat, and then gazing over your right fingertips into Warrior 2. And now look down. If you can see your toes, you might want to just press your knee slightly back over to the right to align the knee over the ankle. And then turn that right hand up towards the sky, and then tilt backwards into Reverse Warrior. Look up at the raised hand. And then back to Warrior 2. Bend that front elbow, place it on top of the knee, and then slide that other arm forward along the horizon line and bring that arm up overhead, coming into lateral angle pose. And then straighten the front knee, extend the arms straight up and down from the ceiling to the floor. Look up at the raised hand if that works for your neck, coming into triangle. And then lift the torso back up to warrior two, bending that front knee. And then reach the arms up, pivot the back foot forward, coming back to warrior one. Slide the hands back to the waist. And then spring down and step forward. Good, and then release. And then shake, shake, shake. All right, so let's do same thing other side. So step to the end of your mat and place your hands on your hips. Draw in a breath and then exhale, left foot forward. Back foot either flush to the mat or heel lifted. And then arms up to goalpost position or extended up overhead. In Virabhadrasana 1. And then bring the back foot flush to the mat as you gaze over your left fingertips. Again, checking down, make sure that knee is aligned over the ankle. Warrior two. And then turn that front palm up, tilt back into reverse warrior. Look up if that works for the neck. Good, and then back to warrior two, arms up to shoulder level, and then bend that front elbow, placing it on top of the knee, guiding the opposite arm out to the side and then up over the head into lateral angle pose. And now straighten that front leg. Arms in triangle pose. Raised arm lifted. And then lift the torso up. Bend that front knee. Again, gazing over your left fingertips into warrior two. Lift the arms up, pivot the back foot forward. And then spring down and step forward. Oh, forgot to bring the hands down. But anyway, bring the hands down to the waist. Yeah. And then release and shake off. So let's step the feet a little wider than hips width. Torso nice and tall. And then just swing side to side. So exhale to the side and inhale in transition. Good, and then come back to neutral. And let's do a balancing posture. We'll do little dancer. So if you need a chair or some sort of support, you can bring that over. But otherwise, let's shift the weight over the right leg. Activate the calf, activate the thigh, lift up through the right side of the torso, and then find your drishti, something stationary at floor level or at eye level. And then as you have that, then lift the left foot off the mat. And if you can get that left foot into the hand, great. If not, just hang out with the foot, a few inches off the mat. And then reach the right arm out in front of you. So in little dancer, we keep the torso lifted. You can kind of nestle that left shoulder blade in towards the spine. So find your little dancer and let the breath be slow and steady. And then release the hand, release the foot, and then take any stretches or moves. And then we'll repeat to the opposite side. So shift the weight over the left leg, activating the calf, the thigh, lift up, engage the left side of the torso, and then draw the right foot up, placing the foot in the hand if that works for you. And then bring the left arm out in front. Little dancer. And then as you're ready, release the foot back to the earth, release the hand, and then take any shakes or stretches or moves. All right, let's come to a position, kneeling down and then melt into a prone position on the mat. But keep your elbows underneath the shoulders. Place the palms flat on the mat with the forearms parallel to one another. And then stretch the legs out so we have maximum length to the body. And then engage the arms, lift the chin up parallel in Sphinx pose. Now, if you want to go take this a little farther into Cobra, engage the palms and then lift the elbows up, chin parallel to the mat. And then release the elbows down and then find your way onto the back. So lying on the back with the legs stretched out. And then let's interlace the hands above you and then turn the palms away from you. Stretch those arms overhead on the floor. So then, and then stretch through the upper body and stretch away from the lower body, just creating a nice long line of energy. Now bending the right knee, reach up and take hold of that right knee. And as you exhale, squeeze that knee towards the chest. As you inhale, let that hold soften. And as you exhale, squeeze that knee a little closer. Good, and now place that right foot on top of the left knee. Bring the left hand on top of the bent knee, right arm out to the side, and then slowly guide that bent knee over to your left as you turn your head to the right. Good, and then draw the knee back up, roll the bent knee out to the right. Good, and then slide the right leg along the floor and just notice the difference between the right and left legs, noting if the right leg feels a little bit looser. And then once again, interlace the hands, turn the palms away from you, stretch them overhead on the mat, on the floor. Good, and then lift the left knee up as you raise your hands to meet the knee, and then squeeze that knee towards your chest. Inhale, release, and exhale, squeeze the knee a little closer. Good, and then place your left foot on top of the right knee, right hand on top of the bent knee, left arm out to the side, and then slowly guide that knee over to your right as you turn to the left. Good, and then draw that knee up and roll the bent knee to your left. Good, and then slide that left leg along the mat, and then just invite the body to stretch and move, take any final postures or movements before coming into Shavasana for relaxation meditation. And Shavasana is lying on the back with the arms and legs a comfortable distance apart and the weight evenly balanced between the right and left sides. So I found this nice descriptive of how to be in Shavasana from Jillian Pransky in her book called Deep Listening, called Show Up and Relax More. Let your feet feel heavy on the ground. Let your legs be effortless. Your pelvis cradled by the earth. Your back melts into the ground. Feel the ground welcoming your shoulders and upper back. Allow the earth to receive your head completely. Welcome your breath into your body. Welcome your breath with a softening belly. Your breath caring for you as it flows in and out on its own. Let your belly soften more and more and drain down into your back. Let your body rest on the ground. The earth will hold you. Let your breath into the body. The ground longs to carry you, so your breath can fill you. So welcome yourself here just as you are. And from this place of inner attunement, just bring awareness back to the fingers, back to the toes. And then invite the body to stretch and move as I'm waking up for the first time today. Gradually finding your way back to a seated position without disturbing your relaxation. And then finding your way back up to a seated position, sitting nice and tall, and bring the hands together in front of the heart. Taking a breath and exhale, letting go. And then acknowledging yourself for taking this time to nurture yourself in body, mind, and spirit. And in gratitude for our time together, let's share in the ancient sound of peace and harmony, the sound of Om, by inhaling. Om, peace, peace, Om. Namaste. Thank you so much.